What's up, guys?
Welcome to Ride the Bean.
Like you probably know, we have decided to ride our motorcycles all the way to Africa. But why did we choose Africa? Why didn't we go to South America or Asia or some other place? Well, we are spending a few days here at our cabin. This is my favorite place in the whole world. This is where I like to come to think and reflect on things and just to relax. This is also where my love of nature comes from. My grandmother used to take me to the woods here all the time when I was growing up. Sitting here on the porch looking at this beautiful view overlooking the lake, I've been thinking many times about what it would be like to travel the world and how I could do it. But I was always too shy. Too many what ifs always popped into my head. But right before I turned 25, I decided to go for it. I managed to convince myself and I backpacked for 6 months around the world for the first time. I started in China before I flew to New Zealand and Australia, and then all the way to America and California, and then all the way down to South America and Central America, before I ended the trip climbing Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. This trip taught me so much about myself. I learned that life is what you make of it. I was scared before I went, but by the end I felt so much better and I had all these new experiences. After coming home, I started feeling depressed and started to long for going out on the road again. And so I got back to work and I started saving up for another trip. This time a 7-month road trip around Europe. And halfway through, I flew to South Africa and did a 7,000 kilometer overland trip. The experiences that I had there was unlike anything that I had ever experienced before. Having been to South Africa once, I thought I knew a little bit of what I could expect, but I was wrong. I underestimated the impact that this trip would have on me. I'm used to nature and the wilderness here in Scandinavia. I know what to expect here. I don't expect to see many animals, but when I do, it's always super exciting. But Africa is different. The abundance of wildlife and the contrast between the open plains and the savannas and the lush jungles just blew my mind. It was so beautiful. I've seen documentaries on TV, but seeing it in real life is something else. There's something really special about seeing a wild elephant just a few meters in front of you. I felt this amazing respect for this beautiful animal. One of the smartest mammals on earth. Looking into their eyes, it's almost like you can understand what they're thinking. I even find this kind of fascinating. It is so much peace. Spending time in the Okavango Delta in Botswana, that was one of the best experiences ever. Paddling in a mokoro through the sieve, floating by hippos in the water, hearing lions roar and watching kudus and elephants and all kinds of other animals. It was truly amazing. While tracking rhinos in Zimbabwe on foot, I learned about the challenges that these animals face with poaching and how it has decimated their population.
More important that you can see all the axe marks. This little boy was poached. He was 7 years old. Poachers came and shot him back of his face and ran away. It's one of those things where I think we spend so much time talking about the poaching to understand it's real. It's not just something I'm telling you about.
There's only a few left now and they're very, very endangered. There's absolutely no excuse for poaching, but I do understand why it happens. Imagine if your family is starving and your yearly salary is maybe $300 or $400, and then you can get $3,000 or $5,000 for one single rhino horn. It's very tempting. On this trek, I had the most amazing moment in my whole life. If I have to choose one moment in my life to remember, this would be it. After walking for a few hours and seeing some rhinos here and there, we heard some noises in the grass, and then we came across this young rhino mom with a 5-week-old baby.
I promise you, it doesn't get better than this. It's almost that hope that, you know what, times are tight, but there's that little chance of saving these animals. Because sadly, for so many years, all I've seen is deaths. We've been absolutely slaughtered out here. She wants to lie down. There she goes. There she goes. Come on. She wants to lie down and sleep. She's just thinking, come on. I'm tired. I want a siesta. There we go. That's a good girl. You know, like giving a 5-year-old child a free strong sugar drink. They get that. He's just had 5 liters of milk and it's going, party time, time to play. Oh man, we got to get a photograph. She said it was just awesome. Just me. Hello, little one. You are so full of beans and nonsense, aren't you? No.
That was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. Seeing a 5-week-old rhino baby in the wild. I cannot even describe how that felt. This last trip to Africa made such an impact on me, and I haven't stopped dreaming about going back ever since. And then I met Pia.
I've never witnessed Africa from the same perspective Kenneth has. I visited Agadir, Morocco with my family as a kid, and I was astounded by what I saw. The people I met, the sand dunes, the markets, nature. I loved it, and I want more. Hearing Kenneth talk about his travels and his nature experiences in Africa is what really got me into this trip. I love experiencing nature, and although the Norwegian nature has a special place in my heart, I also love to discover something new. Tenting in Iceland really opened my eyes to some of what nature in foreign countries has to offer. I've never traveled for such a prolonged period of time, never stayed on the road, so to speak. But the trips we've made in Iceland, Spain, Denmark and Sweden has got me ready for more. I can't wait to find new campsites, new hidden trails, new sights to see. Having the freedom to go wherever we want, whenever we want, is something I miss.
So that is why we want to go to Africa. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our next video.
You could also go to our website where you can get one of these nifty t-shirts and get coffee. Our coffee with the bean.
Straight from Ethiopia through Roastery at Jacobson's Watch and up to our cabin or in your mailbox.
If you like what we do and want to support us, we've started a Patreon. You can find the link below.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yay!